here to bring you some sort of replenishment of movie news and movie speak. Movie speak. I'm gonna call it movie. We're doing some movie speak. That's what we're doing. I'm gonna copyright that phrase.
You do that.
We're gonna talk about Godfather 3 Coda or the Godfather Coda, the Death of Michael Corleone.
Title's too long, change it. But continue.
That was actually the original title for the movie, and then studios
Yeah.
like, no, just call it Part 3. And Coppola's
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. I won't.
It's a good idea.
I won't fight that battle. We're gonna talk about WandaVision episode 8.
Yep.
And some news has come out. A possible Superman reboot. Do you know why they're rebooting it, Mike? Are they just? I heard it has to do with Henry Cavill dated Gina Carano. Don't.
What? That's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That's why apparently they're doing it. I don't think so. Because
That's the fucking dumbest thing I ever heard.
What if he was like, I'm a Trump supporter behind the scenes, and then they're just like, yeah, bye bye.
That would actually be really funny. What a way to go out.
MAGA, and then you just disappears from Hollywood. That's it. What else are we gonna talk about? Me and Mike have both watched a bunch of shit this week, so we're just gonna fucking steamroll through it.
Yes, sir.
There's not really much news though, besides Superman reboot, right?
Yeah. Other than that, we have a release date for Loki.
Don't care.
The Spider-Man title, which
Oh yeah,
sucks.
We'll talk about that whole situation. You think it sucks? No Way Home.
It's dumb.
I mean, it tells you what it's about though. We know what it's about for sure.
Yeah, and I get it, but like, why does it have to be like fucking home? Just come up with another fucking title. That's so stupid. But okay, whatever.
I think they're trying to get. I think it's nice.
I wish it was Spider-Man Homewrecker.
I have my joke, but I don't want to say it. I'm gonna read my tweet that I put. Did you see my tweet?
Did I?
I don't know.
When?
A few days ago. My Spider-Man title.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did. I did see it. What was it?
Mike, I'm pulling it up right now.
Just really want you to say it.
Breaking news: they've announced the new Spider-Man title. It is Spider-Man Homophobia. The script will be helmed by J.K. Rowling. That's it, guys. I'm out. Thank you. The Mike Watch does not believe in these statements that have been said here. These are just pure jokes, guys.
It's a disclaimer. We're doing this for comedic purposes, not because these are our actual beliefs.
That'd be pretty funny, though. Anyways, well, let's get into Godfather 3.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, our first Godfather episode is this lie of a movie.
That's a good way to put it.
This fib, this fable of this fickle fib and fable of a film.
Well, see, when you go into this movie,
right?
Because it was supposed to be some kind of director's cut that was supposed to be what Francis Ford Coppola referred to as new life in the movie, and all he did was change the first scene and the last scene. And that's it.
He Mike, let's not underplay it. He did some cuts here and there. He did a couple jump cuts right before when in the middle of the
he cut Sofia Coppola's cringy fucking run in that one scene outside.
That should have been cut from in the first place. That should never been in the movie to begin with. But
yeah, true.
I mean, that was the thing. I think they just cut some of her dialogue out because she's noticeably like less in the movie. I feel like in this when I'm rewatching it now.
Yeah,
it's honestly hard to tell what is the movie and what is not when the cuts are so similar.
Right. You'd almost literally have to watch them like side by side.
You would have to.
Yeah.
You literally would have to. I like the new beginning though. I think it works better for the story. Because the best parts of the movie, in my opinion, is Pacino battling with the church.
Mhm.
and the Immobiliari. Even though it's kind of, if I hear the word Immobiliari again, if I hear that rat looking piece of shit with a cigarette in his mouth all the time, you know what I'm talking about in the movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Immobiliari. If I hear that one more time, I'm gonna chew on a shotgun. Ridiculous in that movie. The amount of Europeans who go Immobiliari.
Yeah.
It's honestly it's more annoying than when I hear Gabagool in The Sopranos. 'Cause at least
Cool.
Gabagool is like a personality. You know what I mean? That word has a personality.
Yeah.
Immobiliari is just like disgusting, slimy,
Yeah.
money. Just you think of corrupt garbage.
Well, that's what it is.
You know, also I mean, yeah, it is funny how like the Immobiliari is like, we don't want to work with Michael Corleone. He's a bad gangster man, but we're also gonna be very corrupt ourselves, but we want to do it legally.
Yeah.
That's what politics and banking is. It's a legal corruption is what it is.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
exactly what it is.
so it is. I mean,
Motherfuckers.
I wish they kind of fleshed that part out too. Like, I think that would have been a good thing to explore. Like, who was really worse, the Immobiliari or Michael Corleone?
Hmm.
Because I mean, I'm not gonna defend Michael Corleone's actions in Godfather 2 because he's literally Satan in that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the villain. Sorry guys, he's the villain in the movie. He killed his brother. He's the
I
worst
mean,
person in that movie. He is.
he is. Well, yeah.
He's worse than Hyman Roth.
Yeah.
I mean, he is. Like, Hyman Roth is like, he's just an old Jewish guy who like wants to kind of, I don't know, dwindle out and just kind of do whatever he needs to do. And Corleone's like, I'm gonna kill everybody. Oops.
That's so funny. It literally just goes 0 to 100. Like,
That's the best part of 1, I think, is how it goes from it when it goes like he's just trying to protect his dad, and then
yeah.
you see the scene with Paulo or Polly, Paulo, when he kills Talia Shire's boyfriend husband guy in Godfather 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That when it goes from that scene
Yeah.
right to basically the 5 families orchestrated death thingy.
Love that scene. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's one of the best edited scenes ever. Sorry, come at me.
You're not wrong.
I'm definitely not wrong. Anyways, so Godfather 3, like as someone who's like, I mean, I people who have like their go-to like comfort movies. Mine is Godfather 2. Like that's how much I have hold stake into this into this trilogy.
Yeah.
I think 1 and 2 are, I mean, together, they're the best movie ever in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, I've watched a lot of movies, and safe to say that it's the best one I've seen.
Yeah. I think like for the most part, I feel like they're pretty universally like I think a lot of people think that.
Yeah, I think so too.
I also feel like a lot of people say that having not seen them. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I was never ready to say that until like I watched them like 4 times, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
like now I really get it.
Right.
And maybe that works against the movie, but also I was like 8 when I first saw it, probably. So I was not gonna get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you can fully get it unless you like. Honestly, you can't understand that movie unless you hit a certain age. You can't.
Right.
There's too much going on in the plot, and there's too much like this mature topics happening.
Yeah,
that you just won't get. You know what I mean?
It's definitely a pretty intricate plot actually in all 3 movies, really.
Yeah, I mean it's never bloated. That's the funny part. It's never bloated. Right. It just steamrolls through story.
See, I want to say something too, because when back in, I think it was my grade 11 film class, we watched Godfather 1.
Right.
Which, you know, every film class ever, that should be the first movie literally that you discuss because it's the greatest of all time. But and then as a freebie movie right after that, so we didn't have any assignments or anything for it. Shout out to Mr. Griffiths because he's a fucking beauty, but
never really met him. But
so he comes in and he goes, "Oh, today we're gonna watch Godfather 2."
Thank God. I wish we'd done that in our class.
And I'm like, fucking, let's go, because I was so happy. But I was the only kid in the class I was fucking excited for.
And for me, same thing for me. The one kid in my class talking about Godfather 1, he was like, it was so boring and like, who cares? Why can't we just watch Talladega
God damn it.
Nights? He's like, why can't we just watch Talladega Nights? And I'm like,
Oh my God.
I was just
Oh
like
my
dying
God.
in the corner because I'm like, man, I love Will Ferrell as much as the next guy. Shut up. No.
Talladega Nights over The Godfather? You know what I say to that?
What, Mike?
Fuck you. That's what I say to that.
Fair enough. So
You
what were you saying
fucking
about?
loser.
Continue
No, I was annoyed because like the kids that took the class never really like appreciated those movies for what they are because they didn't give a shit about movies.
No.
They take the class for fucking jokes.
Because they're like, well, it's a Burt. We're just gonna watch movies.
You motherfuckers.
Okay, take it easy, Mike.
That pisses me off.
I don't really hold it against them though.
I do.
It annoys me when like okay, for example, I don't want to call anybody out, but in my film class the other day, I'm not gonna say who because I think they actually listen to this podcast. So, anyways, they were asking someone to name a movie made by Martin Scorsese. It's in a PowerPoint.
Right.
It's in a PowerPoint.
Right.
And it says the, and then it's cut off. And they're waiting, like this person waiting for the answer, and nobody knows. And someone goes, The Irishman, and that person goes, no, not really. And then somebody goes, The Godfather, and he goes, yeah, or the person, wasn't he? The person goes, yes, that's it. And I was like, The Godfather. Martin Scorsese directed The Godfather, and they're like, yes. And I'm like,
no.
And I'm like, are you sure? You want it? This is your final answer? He he did. And then I seem pretentious for knowing that one of the highest rated movies and cult classic movies of all time, I know who it's directed by and who it's not directed by.
That's also like that's so racist that you would think Martin Scorsese direct the fucking The Godfather.
It's like who directed Black Panther, and someone's like Spike Lee.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's Spike Lee, isn't it?
That's exactly what that's like.
And I don't hold it against anybody. I'm not gonna hold it against anybody, but like when someone like says like they're like a film buff and they're like, who directed The Godfather? Scorsese? I'm like, hold on. And I've never called myself a film buff before because I'm not. I've only watched like, on my letterbox, I've only rated like maybe 600 movies. Like, I mean, when you think about it, like that's what I've only rated. Like if you went through like a list of movies, I'm sure that could, because I think about it. I'm 17. I mean, you go through 17 years. I'm sure you've watched more than 600 movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not a lot. That's not a lot of movies. It really isn't. Like when you really think about it, like how many days there are in a year.
Yeah.
Times 17, and you only watch 600 movies. Like,
Yeah.
Anyways, my point being, I'm not a film buff, but like I know that, like most people do, that it wasn't directed by Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
Simple.
You know what I want to say too? I want to bring up the acting in this movie because in Godfather 3, talking about because I've never, this movie is a fucking anomaly to me because I don't know how you could have such great performances on one hand and then
Coppola. Well, we know that happened. She's not an actress. That's why.
No, I know, but like I mean, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Like when she's going up against Al Pacino,
right,
who's one of the greatest actors of all time.
Maybe the greatest. Yeah.
Yeah, like you could put up an argument.
Yeah.
It's fucking it's so it stands out so much because you're like, this guy's a fucking legend, and this fucking girl is just there, you know. That's all you can really say about that.
Yeah, I feel bad for Sophia. I don't hold it against Sophia Coppola that she couldn't, act well because she wasn't
No,
really
it's
an
not her
actress.
fault. Yeah, if she's
Yeah,
not an actress, she's not an actress.
exactly. And Coppola likes putting his family in movies. Like he likes like family and friends like involved, not like just like here like will involve family in the his. I mean, his wife like I'm pretty sure produces most movies with him. Like that's
Yeah,
I mean that's a big thing for him, and it's a good thing too. I think it works. I think it's a good quality. I don't think it always works creatively, but I mean here obviously it didn't. But uh,
yeah, no
you know,
shit, eh?
Sofia Coppola is a phenomenal writer and director. I mean,
Yeah, no doubt.
one of the greatest of the past 20 years, in my opinion. Um, I mean, she hasn't made a bad film. Like, I mean, people were only big on her last one. That's fine. Don't care. I thought it was
That one
well, yeah,
with Bill Murray and
Rashida Jones.
Rashida Jones. Yeah,
Yeah, it was. I thought it was
why
great.
I always forget her name, I don't know, but
I liked it more than most, but I like her style of movies. She really caters to me, even though she caters to like 40-year-old moms. Fine, that's fine. I mean, I'll accept it.
yeah, I mean, do whatever the fuck you want, really.
Lost in Translation, honestly, is I think one of the greatest. I mean, I don't think it's her debut film, but it might be. If it's her debut film, it's one of the greatest debut films ever, in my opinion. Let me see. Sofia Coppola. I want to look this up. Anyways, Godfather 3 is just fucking ridiculous, though. I mean, it's ridiculous how the cut is. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Fuck that. Listen, Godfather 3 is great. We love Godfather 3. It is honestly a good movie. And anybody says it's not, it's just they didn't watch it. Because
Yeah,
it's like when people like we were talking about this before with certain movies, people like don't actually like talk about how good the movie is. They're just like, well, Sofia Coppola is bad in the movie and her storyline sucks, therefore the movie
so it's
sucks.
bad. Yeah,
I'm like, it's a 3.5 hour movie. There's more than one storyline here. Hello, like
yeah.
I mean,
That's what's the most annoying thing, to be honest, because I it always frustrated me, even from back fucking I don't know what, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, the first time I saw the original like Godfather 3,
right?
and I was like, why do people say this is bad? Because it's not.
No, it's not.
It's a fucking good movie. It's just does it hold up to the other two? Probably not, because the first two are the fucking two of the greatest movies ever made.
Right.
And part of that is the cast, obviously, in those Marlon Brando and De Niro and Robert Duvall, and you know what I mean. Like
Right.
it's James Caan in the first one, who's fucking incredible, but
Mhm.
so they definitely add to it. But I'm sick of people saying this is a bad movie because it's not. Watch it for yourself and don't fucking listen to other people.
Agreed.
People don't fucking know how to form their own opinion. They got to look at, oh, the Rotten Tomato score is bad, so that means I'm not going to watch it because it's a bad movie. No, watch it and fucking see for yourself.
I
You
agree.
loser.
Yeah,
You know.
I agree, Mikey. I agree.
By the way, this episode is brought to you by Fontenoche.
Well, you're such a what, man? Did you go to my Japino's? Did you go to my Uncle Japino's place? Did you rob my Uncle Japino's place? I haven't seen Fontenochi since like I haven't seen that in like 6 years.
We get it all the time.
Where do you get
Every
that?
every few months, my nonna gets it from Hamilton. She orders it.
God bless.
Tremendous.
Tremendous. What was I gonna say? Yeah, Lost in Translation is that's her sophomore film, right? That'd be her second one, sophomore. That's her
Sure.
sophomore film. First one was Virgin Suicides, which I have on Blu-ray. I have the Criterion one, but that's a great movie too. Her stuff is like, it's great. It has this like childlike innocence, but like deals with like these really mature topics. It's hard to do that. It's like the opposite of her father. It's like he deals with these big set pieces and like these huge movies that are also like have these like kind of, I don't know, they're not big action films like besides Apocalypse Now, but like they're these big set, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These big movies. I feel like
Yeah.
they always feel huge. And Sophia is more of just like keep it small. I mean, they're basically plays. Like that's how small they. I mean, they take place in like three locations maybe.
Yeah.
and like the same place though. It's just like there's like 3 different rooms. Fucking, I mean, Virgin Suicides is just takes place in like a high school and like a few houses.
Hmm.
Um, on the Rocks is just New York. You know what I mean? That's it,
Yeah.
really. I mean, there's a couple not New York shots, but um, Lost in Translation is. I mean, Lost in Translation is Japan, so it's in Tokyo. So they go quite. There's some nice locations. I mean, it's shot beautifully. I don't. It's not a Sophie Club podcast, but uh, she's great, and so is her dad. And Godfather 3 is good. Do you want to rate it, or it's like you shouldn't rate
Yeah.
it?
I think it's a solid.
I'm gonna give it a 7-8.
Oh, see, I'm gonna go way higher. I'm gonna go 8.5 because I think.
You know what? No. Hold on. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm just gonna go 8. Eight's fine.
Yeah, because I feel like the good in this movie is like the highs are really high,
Yes, extremely.
and I honestly I feel like Al Pacino elevates this movie to a whole other level.
Yeah, Sofia Coppola's death scene. That might be his.
Incredible
That's a
acting.
top 5 Al Pacino scene in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't know.
incredible acting.
Every time I see it, it's just I get fucking goosebumps.
Yeah.
And I think it also is a great song choice as well. I mean,
Mhm.
it's from the opera that they go to, that song.
Yeah.
And it's fucking great.
That's a good movie.
Moving on. I watched Judas and the Black Messiah.
What are your thoughts, Mikey?
I don't know if I want to give my thoughts on the movie. Anyways, it's a good movie. It's fine. Cinematography's great. It's a great score. It's phenomenal acting. Daniel Kaluuya and um, Lakeith Stanfield and everybody else in it. Oh, just Jesse Plemons
Of course
and
he's in it.
and everything.
Of course he's in it. He's in everything.
He's literally in everything. He's great in it. He's fucking great. He's so good at being everything. He's so good. I hate it.
Yeah.
He's that one guy from Breaking Bad. That's who he is. That's who he actually is. Jesse Plemons.
Yeah.
He's that one guy from Breaking. Have you seen Breaking Bad all the way through?
No.
He's in it for an episode. He's like skinny in it. It's kind of funny. He's in it for like a few episodes, I think, and he's just like this weird, stupid side character. And I'm like, that's who he is. He's just that one guy from Breaking Bad, and then he went on to do a bunch of weird shit. Anyways, it's a good film. It has a problem narratively though, and just writing in general. There's great stuff in the movie. The real life story that it's based on. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff there, and a lot of great people in the movie. But it has like no. I mean, the directing in it, I guess, is maybe worse than the writing. It has like there's a story there, but it just kind of coasts, never actually finds its feet like narrative. It just kind of almost does, and then it doesn't. Like they don't really flesh out the main character stuff enough. Like they just kind of leave it, and it's not really open ended. They just don't do it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a problem for it. I don't want to talk about it too long because I don't think there's a whole lot to say about it. But it is a great film. I think people should watch it. It's funny. Someone's like, in a perfect world, this beats The Trial of the Chicago 7 for Best Picture. And I'm like, I don't think it does. But, that actually had a story that had some sort of, I mean, I probably wasn't even as narratively strong as this one. I mean, it really wasn't that much stronger narratively, like from a character standpoint. But
Right.
but it definitely fleshes out their characters more, and they also have more characters to deal with that are integral to the plot.
Yeah.
A lot of side characters in this just kind of go off and do stupid things, and then you watch it, and it's like, did I need to see that scene? And it's like, could we have just stuck with the actual main characters in this scene and instead of focus on this guy? Like a lot of stuff like that was going on in the second act, especially leading to the third act. Just kind of it drops off a little bit.
Yeah.
And I still think it's a solid movie, though. It is still pretty solid because I mean the acting in it just carries it.
Yeah.
The acting in it really does carry the movie.
Well, sure, with fucking two actors like that.
No, but I mean, like, not even just because they're that good. It's just, I mean, it is because they're that good, but I mean, like, just the fact that there really isn't much going on for their characters,
Hmm.
um, from an arc standpoint or anything like that. Like, their acting is what really holds it together.
Right, right.
And I think Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield should both be nominated, undoubtedly. I think they're locked for a nom. I think they should be locked for a nomination. That should be a lock right there.
Well, unfortunately, it's pretty slim fucking pickings this year. So
I don't know. Is it because like when is this Oscars thing gonna happen? Are we just extending the deadline to April? Are we what are we doing with the Oscars? When is I'm so confused with the Oscars. Like, is it happening this year or isn't it supposed to be
yeah,
in
didn't they say
April?
they're doing it in April? Yeah,
Is that still happening?
that's what I thought.
When's the deadline though? Is it April or like when's the deadline?
Oh, I don't know.
When is the deadline for the Academy Awards 2021? Uh, March 10th.
March 10th's
Ah,
the cutoff.
yeah.
How's that soon?
Uh, sorry. Oh no, the voting period ends on March 10th, but the release date, what's today, Mikey?
It is the 28th.
Ends today.
No shit, eh?
Ends today.
Huh.
If I stand corrected, it ends today. Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's I guess that's I mean I you know what's funny is I've watched a few movies like this year that came out like this year and would usually be they usually be counted as 2021 movies and they're probably still going to say 2021 movies,
Yeah.
but for the Oscars they're going to count it as one selection. I'm not sure if I should add those to my list for like last year's or just keep it on this year's, but I don't fucking care at this point either, really.
Yeah.
But I really don't know what to do if I should do it or not. But I guess we'll see what happens. Like at the Oscar, I mean, yeah, I think that should be a lock though. In my opinion, they should get a. I don't know. I mean, maybe even for like some original. That's a fucking great score. But all right, Mikey. Do you want to talk about? Let's talk about your Prometheus and Alien Covenant rewatch.
Yeah. Well, this is the first time I watched them.
Oh right.
Um, but um, I don't know if it was intentional, but these two movies don't connect to the original films.
As in, what do you mean, like chronologically, like just not, or like, what do you mean,
Yeah, like I mean
like
they
quality wise, or
well that too, but I mean like in a sense that there's no connective tissue. Like you can watch Prometheus and Alien Covenant as their own movies,
right? Yeah,
as their own series.
that's fine though.
Which yeah, I mean it's fine, but I feel like they so Prometheus I kind of liked. I think it's decent. It's got a great cast.
Yeah, Fassbender's great in that movie.
Um, yeah, Fassbender and Charlize Theron and Idris Elba, and it's a pretty good cast. Um, I feel like oh, I also liked not having the xenomorph in Prometheus.
Right, because it kind of it Xenomorph is great when like you don't see it all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? It kind of loses its scare. Like it's, I mean, in Aliens it still works, but after Aliens it's just kind of like
Yeah. Um, I feel like the CGI in Alien Covenant is kind of shit.
yeah, it's a little yeah.
Like
I know what you mean.
the fact that they made the xenomorph like all CGI instead of putting a guy in a suit like they did before. Um,
You can do both though. I like when movies do like the
you
CGI prosthetic kind of
yeah, you could do both.
it looks better. It just looks better.
I like how like more like at least in Alien Covenant, like it looks more like a creature than a guy in a suit. Um,
Yeah, sure.
but I feel like it looks real like really dodgy.
Hmm. That's fair. I wouldn't say it's that bad, but it's not great. It's not great CGI either.
Yeah, but yeah, like it's not horrible, but it's not as good as it probably should have been.
Yeah.
Um, Also, why is Danny McBride in a fucking Alien movie?
I don't
He's
know.
not funny in it. He doesn't do anything. Like,
Yeah, I remember my cousin was like, "Oh, I can't wait to watch it because Danny McBride's in it," and I'm like, "Me too. I kind of want to see what he's like in it," and he's in it, and I'm like, "Okay, okay." I was like, "This okay? It was fine. He wasn't
fucking
great,
dumb. Like, there's no point to him being in that movie at all.
right?
Um, and I fucking hate when actors do that and they don't do it successfully.
Yeah, true. It's
You
annoying.
know when like funny actors try to do like serious shit.
Yeah, and it's shit,
Yeah, and it's horrible
right?
because they're not like legit drama actors. They're
The
just
Cobbler
fucking.
with Adam Sandler wasn't. It wasn't. The Cobbler with Adam Sandler is not that bad, but I like thinking of that one because people didn't like that one. People didn't like that one.
But yeah,
He
I
was also
was.
a serious actor, so
He is a good serious actor. That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's the difference between him and somebody like.
Danny McBride.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
Um,
funny.
actually, even in Prometheus, the CGI is kind of
Yeah, Prometheus is that one's harder. I mean that those aliens are fucking
those like big
weird though.
white guy
Yeah,
thing with the bald like white guys.
they're weird though. You know what I mean? They're way
Yeah,
weird.
it's
I don't.
it's one of
My
those things, and like you know when a character that's CGI moves, and you're like, because
yeah,
it
like
looks horrible.
yeah.
Like standing still, it looks okay, and then the second they move, you're like,
Uh-oh.
yikes, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
It was the same in that.
I get it, me goots. I get it.
But like they try to hit some of the exact same like beats like in Alien Covenant. Like there's like there's like those two idiots who wander off because they're curious and then they get killed, and then it's like there's the fucking mock chestburster scene and it's not as good, and then it's like you know what I mean? It's the
Yeah.
same fucking
Yeah, it sucks because Alien is like such an interesting franchise that you can work with.
yeah,
And Prometheus kind of works better than Covenant because of it's not the same shit.
right,
It's
exactly.
like when Star Wars is like, we have this big world to explore. That there's big lore, there's huge lore that you can explore.
Hmm.
They keep going down the same fucking road with it,
Yeah,
and then we're left with,
exactly.
the Skywalker trilogy, right? Like the
Yeah,
new one, the new sequel trilogy. That is the definition, not definition, but it's just a prime example of it.
yeah,
And Prometheus, and look at Rogue One, was a good movie. Not Skywalker, still kind of Skywalker, but not really Skywalker.
right.
Uh, Mandalorian, you know what I mean? Like I mean, the MCU shows or the MCU shows that weren't really MCU shows on Netflix,
Yeah,
that stuff worked. And usually if you give it to the right person, that stuff will work. And Prometheus does work for
yeah.
that. I think mostly because it's hard to watch a movie like Alien Covenant and it just kind of try and be Alien
Hmm.
or Aliens and Alien in the same movie, and then
Well,
it just doesn't work.
yeah, that's exactly what it was. And also, it's like really gray. There's like no color to those fucking movies, and it's annoying as shit.
Prometheus, I remember looking pretty good.
It's decent, but
I'm gonna rewatch Prometheus
it
and Alien
just
Covenant.
it looks like Alien
I,
Covenant's just
I
fucking gray.
and I'm a huge fan of the first one. Like the first Alien to me is like one of my favorite
Oh,
movies ever.
100%.
Like,
It's one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
and I remember watching it. I was in like grade 8, and I watched it. So I'm like fucking 13, and I'm like, this is incredible.
Yeah,
Hello, like Ridley Scott, you beast. Yo,
yeah.
Ridley Scott in the 70s is nuts.
Oh
Like
yeah.
he is nuts in the
He's
70s.
got a stacked fucking lineup of movies that he's done, eh?
I mean, it's kind of nuts because he kind of pioneered like a couple genres. Like the neo noir thing is his. That's his baby. His neo noir movies. That's Blade Runner is the beginning of neo noir in my opinion. It's the big boom. And like alien horror shit, like good alien horror stuff is Ridley Scott's.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
maybe you can look at Space Odyssey as a slight maybe a prototype of like thrillers in space and horror in space, because I mean it's not really a horror movie,
Yeah.
but HAL 9000 or HAL 1000, HAL 9000, HAL 9000 is pretty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, HAL
L
9000.
9000. Yeah.
He's pretty fucking scary, and he's literally just a square with a red eye.
He's a fucking red thing. Like,
That's it, and he's horrifying.
yeah, like that's one of the fucking scariest things I've ever seen in my life.
And it does that pretty well. Like the I guess the just the uncomfortableness of being in that situation.
Yeah. See,
However, what do you say?
um, Ridley Scott directed both Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
He did he?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that. I forgot that he
Um,
did both.
he only did the first Alien movie.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, he
James
didn't
Cam-
even do the second one.
No, James Cameron did the second one.
Right. And then
Yep.
Fincher did yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That makes sense. That makes sense now.
see what happens when your trilogy has 3 different directors?
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
That's what happens.
I mean,
Mind you, Aliens is good, but
yeah, it is a good movie. I mean, it's people like it more than the first one. That's fine. You like action more, then you like the second one more, I guess. That's usually what happens.
Ridley Scott directed All the Money in the World. That was a good movie. Did you ever
I've
see
never
that?
No, I don't think I did.
It's pretty good. With Christopher
that's-
Plummer and Mark Wahlberg. And
I'll add to the list.
it's good.
I rewatched Captain America: Civil War. I also watched Spider-Man: Far From Home, but we'll get to that in a second. I'm gonna read my review of Civil War because I guess watching it, found some like new. Oh, I also watched Psych. Oh yeah, right. I'm in a film class, so we watch movies in the film class.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense.
Yeah, I rewatched The Disaster Artist in that class, and I rewatched. No, I hadn't seen Psycho fully yet, so I watched Psycho, and I watched Incendies. Incendies, the Denis Villeneuve movie from like 2010 that got a bunch of that kind of like broke him. That kind of like broke him a little bit, and like that was what really set him. Like that was kind of like the match that got people talking about him, because like that was like a big film, like critically, like everyone loved it. I mean, it didn't make a lot of money. It was fucking,
Of course, yeah.
it was a drama about the war in Palestine. It's not really about that, but it takes place there. Anyways,
Yeah.
I also watched Disaster Artist, rewatched it. Loved it. Disaster Artist. It's a great movie. So Captain America: Civil War re-review. This movie ages like fine wine. Setup, exposition, character arcs, action, and story are nearly unmatched compared to most action movies. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion. Not sure, really. And I don't care, to be honest. It's incredible how the Russo bros, Marcus and McFeely, are able to capture all these character stories and arcs in just 2 hours and 16 minutes. As I get older, Cap becomes more of an asshole in this movie. He constantly puts the lives of others at risk just to get in touch with his war buddy, only to get duped by an Eastern European colonel. Tony seems to be on the more morally conflicted side, being torn between a lesser of two evils. Story of revenge, betrayal, and friendship, all coded in a superhero epic. At the end of the day, Captain America: Civil War is a beautiful and thrilling chapter in the MCU. Yours truly, Tony Stank.
I love that. I agree with 100% of those things.
That was the first Marvel movie I saw in theaters that I'd seen, I think, on opening day. Might have been. That movie. Like, I was always a huge Iron Man fan. Always loved the Avengers. But Captain America: Civil War is like the first movie that really set me off into like fucking these movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just it kicked off me liking MCU stuff, which expanded me into liking movies, and then expanded me into where I am today. So Civil War holds a, and I realize why now. I think I realize why. I think I finally matured enough to understand, or not matured, but I guess matured, but also understand film more enough now, where I see this movie and I realized what sparked that thing in me. Um, it's incredible. It's not a masterpiece. It's not some avant-garde, you know, mind-bending thriller. Like it's not some,
Right.
you know, it's not some Ingmar Bergman movie from the 60s that nobody watched but everyone loves. Like
Yeah.
it's not a Criterion film movie. It's not any of that. It's what it
Yeah.
is. And
It's
what do you say?
the thing is, it's these movies have started to turn into films that just so happen to be starring superheroes. You know what I mean? I feel like,
It hit a stride with the Rooster Brothers, and it's I don't think.
yeah, no, I mean like with them. Like, I mean, it's
Mhm.
they're very
Yeah,
they're
Infinity War, Winter Soldier, and Civil War
yeah.
definitely walk that line.
Yeah, because they have like very human conflicts, and especially in Civil War they show you, like, I think why it's so good is because they show you the consequences now of what they've been doing this whole time, and all these big battles, and like, while it's fun to watch for the audience, you don't pay attention to, holy fuck, how many people did they just kill doing that? You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Right.
this movie shines a light on that, and then to pit the two biggest heroes in the universe against each other like that, in a pretty well executed story.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That Civil War is probably the most important movie in the MCU.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. If it wasn't for Age of Ultron, though, those seeds would have been planted. I think. Civil War works on its own. Like I say this about a lot of certain movies like this. Civil War, you can watch it without watching any of the MCU movies and like it.
Yeah,
You can still enjoy it. Will you appreciate it as much? No.
right.
Same with Infinity War, probably.
Yeah,
I mean, you could probably watch it, like it, but just not enjoy it as or appreciate it as much as if you actually have watched the movies.
yeah,
Civil Wars. First of all, that airport scene is a good action scene. It's really good. I don't think it's like the best action scene. It's not. But it's really good. And I almost wish Rhodey had died.
I thought he should have.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I wish I love Rhodey, and I would hate to see him die. But if he had died in that scene,
Hmm.
like,
Yeah, it would have gave it stakes. It's not a
yeah,
civil war; it's a civil disagreement.
yeah, it was civil war. It was civil disagreement with, you know, a scuffle,
Yeah,
an
it's a
airport
little
scuffle,
tilly, you know.
a tele. But and listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say Robert Downey Jr. deserves like an Oscar for his Iron Man performances, but I think he kind of deserves one. Like it's so annoying to me. Like I can't get over the fact of how good he is, and I compare it to like you know what won last year for Best Actor,
Joker.
Joker, Joaquin. I mean that was really good. And like I'm not saying RDJ is better than Joaquin Phoenix and Joker as Iron Man. I'm not gonna say that, but I don't know. I mean, he's amazing, and like I think it's so. I don't think there's been anybody ever who was actually born to play a role in a movie. And
Yeah,
that sounds so pretentious and like over exaggerating, but
yeah,
he legitimately makes this movie. Like
yeah.
he makes
I,
this movie, RDJ.
yeah. He makes all the movies he's in, because right from Iron Man 1, like, when he's so charismatic, and he just embodies the character so well, and then to have put him through that much conflict over the course of those 10 years, that, like, even like they show you kind of, in Iron Man 3, he's dealing with PTSD, and very real issues of, um what the fuck happened in the Avengers movie,
Right.
because obviously that would traumatize anybody. But
Right.
um, but then in Civil War, I, which is for me is probably the greatest acting in the MCU.
I might go. I
And
might go with Infinity War as like an overall cast, but Civil War's up there. It's probably top 2 or 3. Yeah.
because I mean, just between Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. alone in Civil
Yeah.
War, like their tension and like when like their arguments and it's
Especially that final at the third act, especially. Yeah.
oh, it's brutal. It's
Yeah.
fucking heartbreaking, that scene, because it's like especially as the fans, you're like what's coming right in the next movie, so you're like
Well, yeah.
you're like stop fighting, but
Yeah. You don't want them to see. Yeah, you don't want to see them fight. Yeah, it's weird. It's like mom. It's like watching mommy and daddy fight. It's like stop. Um.
oh, also Josh Brolin in Infinity War is probably
Fuck yeah, man. They
up
they
there, like
they
acting
need they
wise.
need to have a mocap acting category.
I was just thinking that yesterday because I rewatched Avengers Infinity War. I was just thinking that
They should have a mocap acting category, dog.
Josh Brolin would have won an Oscar.
And they should have won it English is hard. They should have won it for special effects,
Oh, they should have.
but they
Who'd
didn't.
who'd they lose to?
This space movie that came out that year,
The space movie. Oh,
Oblivion. Was it Oblivion?
maybe.
It was Oblivion. Yeah. I was like, fuck you, man. That was not deserving of it.
Imagine a movie. Imagine a movie that has 3,000 visual effects shots, not winning an Oscar for best visual effects.
Well, at least, and they're good as well. They're all fantastic. I actually think the best looking movie part of that movie, might be the opening scene.
Avengers Infinity War.
That whole entire
right.
shot.
You're right.
That all of it, visual effects.
Yep.
And all the characters are visual effects. Visual effects.
Most of that movie is the actors standing on the ground, and then all around them is green.
and then a guy in a green suit with with an arm over it with a face.
Yeah. With a cardboard Thanos cutout and a fucking Bauer hockey glove.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's so funny. That shows you though, like acting against that. Like I was saying that to my brother the last night, because scenes with like Rocket or scenes with Hulk or scenes with Thanos, like they're acting against something that's not there. You know what I mean? Like
what about Hulk and Thanos?
Yeah, like even that, like
Yeah.
two fucking mocap like guys just fucking going at it.
And everybody who played, the fucking the alien, the black, what are they called? Thanos' kids.
Oh, the Black Order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys easily, by the way, those guys all should have been in makeup and prosthetics and not CGI.
100%.
Because CGI on them in that movie is pretty bad.
Okay, Marvel, they CGI Cap's helmet on as well.
They CGI everything.
Like, it's like they just don't care. Like, CGI at all of it.
No, because they have the money, they have the resources. Why not?
Iron Man suit, it's all CGI.
Yeah,
except for
it's
the
all
chest
CGI.
piece. Except for the chest piece.
I remember when Robert Downey Jr. when he was on Rogan on his podcast, and he was saying that
he's not in that fucking suit.
No, he's like they fix anything. Like he's like, oh, like your arm was in this shot, but that's okay. We'll just fix it after. Like they could literally do anything.
Yeah.
And he's like, he was saying like, well, they give me like the chest plate to put on.
That's it.
For reference. And he's like, well, what am I wearing this for if you're just gonna fucking CGI everything on me anyway?
Well, I like in Iron Man 1, he actually looks the best in the suit, in my opinion. That's not his best suit, but he looks the best in the suit in Iron Man 1 because it's all prosthetic.
Yeah, they built him an actual suit.
Right. And I mean, the CGI stuff looks cool, but like not as good as in Iron Man 1. Iron Man 1 is to me, the most grounded movie they've done and ever will do, because they hadn't gone into space. Also,
actually, I'd probably say Winter Soldier.
No, I don't think it is, because Winter Soldier has a fucking flying ship like, it's literally like, no, I don't think it's as grounded as Iron Man. You know what I mean? It's like James Bond if he was more of an asshole, that movie, and like a weapons dealer. That's like his character. An asshole, rich boy, James Bond, weapons dealer. Billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
It's a good way to put it.
Billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. I mean that. Speaking of that, I watched Iron Man as well. I'll get into my Iron. Oh no, sorry, I watched the Avengers. Duh. I watched the Avengers, the original Avengers 2012. Um, it's it's good. It's great. I mean, it's the Avengers. Like,
Yeah.
what hasn't been cited about that movie? You
See,
know. Also, Tony. Listen, that's Tony in that scene with the wormhole, with the nuke.
yeah.
Uh, Biggest sacrifice ever. You can't say that Tony. He single-handedly defeats Thanos, not Thanos. Well, Thanos and his army and Loki by himself. By himself. Did not listen. Those little thingies, the Chitauri, could have ran around New York for 23 days. They could have been there for the whole entire pandemic, and it wouldn't have made a dent what anybody would have done until Iron Man goes.
You're right.
Guess what? That Thanos was like not expecting that boy,
You know
and
what's
they could have closed the portal, and they were gonna do that, but it doesn't matter because they didn't lose when they closed the portal. You know what happens? They come back anyways. They'll just come
Yeah.
back.
Oh, they come back with a fucking vengeance too.
Yeah.
Um, God, fucking Avengers Infinity War, he fucking kills everybody.
You get a 30 kill streak, and then you got for the UAV.
You know what I always laugh? Okay, so as badass as that shot in Avengers is of the going around the circle and they're all whatever
Yeah.
posing for the camera because that's exactly what that was for.
Right.
Um,
The money shot, the splash page shot.
yeah, the money shot, exactly.
Right.
Every Marvel movie's got one.
Right.
I always laugh because like there's Tony Stark and he lands down in his Iron Man suit, Cap's got a shield, Hulk's freaking out. And then there's Hawkeye and Black Widow. And Hawkeye has a bow and arrow, and fucking Black Widow is just cocking a Glock.
Yeah.
What is that gun gonna do against these fucking things?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely dick all is what it's gonna do. Dick all.
I still like them a lot though in the movie, and the movies. I will defend Hawkeye and Black Widow till I die.
They should both be dead. Well, Black Widow is dead, but
all right then.
No, but there's no way they survive those kind of conflicts, bro. How does Hawkeye run through that fucking battlefield in Avengers Endgame with the gauntlet and not get fucking mocked? Oh, I have the gauntlet, and he's just fucking running like a little idiot.
Right.
You should be dead.
Yeah.
He should have died in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, that would have been cool if he died. That would have been cool. I think the Ronin storyline. I think he should have died in Infinity War. He should have died in Infinity War.
Well, his best, like no doubt, his best like character wise is Avengers Endgame, no doubt.
Oh, that's what I meant. Sorry, I meant Endgame should have died. Yeah.
Yeah, like no doubt. I like that arc, and also I don't like that it was Black Widow, but
I mean.
Fine. I didn't feel it. Was it just me? I didn't feel that death.
Not as much as I should have. Yeah.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Considering she's been in the MCU for almost as long as Robert Downey Jr.
Right, 2 years. 2 years less.
Yeah, like I should have felt that more than I did.
I think if Renner dies, it makes sense in the movie more.
Yeah.
I think if Black Widow dies, it makes sense for her MCU story arc wise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Definitely.
the whole Red in her ledger thing.
Yeah.
Everything she does, she knows she might die doing it and doesn't care because she has Red in her ledger. And she'd rather die. She'd rather die doing the right thing,
right,
and then survive with that Red with her. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean?
Right.
So she's practically suicidal, and I think it works there. What I think would have made sense if Renner had done it in that movie.
Yeah.
I just feel like in that movie, and that time, like Widow can do it later on. She can do the sacrifice play and kill herself. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
Later on. Also, guys, her movie should have been done
10 years ago.
Like,
Yep.
and
Yep.
when I was in grade 3, I'm like, when can I see her movie?
Yeah. Because you know what? Guess what? Now
like
when Black
Perlmutter.
Widow comes out, guess what?
What?
No stakes, as always in the Marvel movies, except for Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. No stakes. I don't give a shit frequently because I mean
I'm waiting for it to come out for the past year now.
it like doesn't matter. This movie doesn't matter. Why should I give a shit about it? You know what I mean? Like I'll watch it obviously because you fucking have to watch everything Marvel does because they're all connected somehow. And like somehow this is gonna connect to this, and this is gonna connect to that, and then I'm gonna have to watch Black Widow to watch 10 movies from now and a Disney Plus show. But like, I don't give a shit because she's dead.
Yeah.
Why should I go watch this movie now if it doesn't matter? Like, you know what I mean? It's dumb.
I still care. I like Black Widow.
I do too. Like, I mean, she's cool, and like, I'm sure the movie's gonna be fine.
I mean, I know I don't expect her. I wouldn't even expect her to die in her still movie anyways. I know what you're saying, Mike. I don't know. I think it's more. I like it from like a. I don't like. I guess like almost like a Mandalorian thing, like watching. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I just want to see it. Okay, because I want Black Widow to get her own movie, and I've wanted it for a long time now, and it shouldn't have been Captain Marvel getting it first.
Stupid.
We should watch that so we can just roast it on here.
That's a great idea.
Because I watched Aquaman, Mike. So fucking garbage. Okay?
I disagree with you.
Why? Because you're a baby? Is that why?
Immensely.
Do you chew on toys? Is that why you like that movie?
Yes, I do actually.
Okay.
But I think if you go into it watching it like a Saturday morning cartoon, it works.
Oh, I'm sure it does. You're watching it when you have a brain problem. You're mentally handicapped. You watch the movie going, that's a good movie. Guess what, Mike? I did go into it watching it like that, and guess what?
That's how they made it, though. That was the point of you to see it like that.
And then I did, and I watched it like that. And you know what I did? I wanted to chew on a shotgun.
Nice.
I wanted to chew on a shotgun. Do you know why? Mike, Saturday morning cartoons don't have 2 hours of exposition. The whole entire movie is just exposition.
No, I mean, it's bloated. It doesn't need to be fucking 2.5 hours long.
Mike, it's morbidly obese, okay? That movie's morbidly obese.
Yeah, it is, but...
Aquaman is morbidly obese in that. That movie's morbidly obese.
But it looks great.
Not really.
And I love how over-the-top the acting is.
Half the CGI is shit.
I don't think it's bad at all.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Fuck out of here.
It's underwater, bro. Like, what do you expect?
Don't make Aquaman then.
They need money. And DC is fucking... It was in the shit. And also, compared to all the other DC movies, this one is fucking hands down top 3. Right up there with the first Wonder Woman and Shazam.
I think Wonder Woman, the first one was better than this one. At least the
Wonder Woman. The first Wonder Woman is the best DC EU movie.
No, it's not.
Pending the Snyder Cut.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's not better than Man of Steel. It's not better than Man of Steel.
I think it is.
Well, you're retarded, Mike.
Oh, well, sorry.
It's not better than Man of Steel.
Sorry.
Rewatch it, Mike.
I've seen it like 1,000,000 times.
I don't rewatch it.
No.
Mike. Batman v Superman. BVS's left nut is better than Wonder Woman.
Yeah, the extended cut.
Its left nut is better than Wonder Woman. It's better than that and Aquaman combined. Aquaman, Mike, I'm watching that movie and I'm like, God, just show me the movie. Like, I got Willem Dafoe telling me about Atlantis for every 5 scenes. There's a Willem Dafoe scene where he's talking about Atlantis and the history. Also, the flashback scene with a young Aquaman, not the kid. The kid is good. But the teenager?
It's the worst acting of all time.
Mike,
definitely.
Mike, no. It's Saturday morning cartoons they're enjoyable. This wasn't enjoyable. I'm like,
See, it was for me.
If I see what's his face from Conjuring yell again, if I see him scream, go again in a movie, I'm gonna chew on a shotgun. I mean, I'm sick of it. I was sick of them. And the third act of that movie. Also, hey, you're not Black Panther. Don't make a Black Panther movie in Atlantis. It's literally just Black Panther in Atlantis is what it is.
But you know what else Black Panther is?
What?
Every other movie ever, because we've seen
No.
that storyline 100 times.
That it's the king. I mean, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's Black.
Yeah.
It's just.
So do something else. I get it.
My brother is gonna be like this Macbeth. This whole like Macbeth, like Hamlet, like storyline, like the king, and I'm gonna be the king. And shut up. I don't want to. I don't care. I don't care at all. I didn't care. I just tried to watch it, just regular, sit back, pop it on, chewing some Reese minis because I have a Reese's mini addiction, and it was that awful. You know, at least Wonder Woman. At least Wonder Woman, like, you know what? It's not even that much better than this one in this movie, to be honest. It honestly is not much better. Like, Gal Gadot is the only thing in that movie that I really care about, and everything else is just like, I just show me her punching things, and I'm enjoying it, and then everything else is like, I mean, her thing with Chris Pine is cool, but like the side characters are like, Says that like what?
Well, I mean, they're not really given a whole lot, so.
So what? Then why are they there? They're there. They're doing stuff.
Because the movie's got a movie.
They're doing stuff. Oh, the third act, Mikey. How about that? Want to talk about the third act of Wonder Woman? Do you want to talk about?
Yeah, the CGI sucks, but it doesn't ruin the rest of the movie.
Yeah, but the third act it's the third of the movie. It's literally the third. It's a third of the movie, not third of the movie, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but
the last half an hour of the movie, and it's fucking ass cheeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty, like, it's stupid, but...
It sucks, Mike. It's horrible.
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't ruin the rest of the movie because the rest of the movie does a lot of good things.
Some good things.
The No Man's Land scene is one of the best superhero movie scenes I've ever seen. And I'll fight you to the death on that.
That's good. It's good.
It's fucking tremendous, is what it is.
No, it's a... Listen, Mikey. Also, okay, I was talking about Avengers. I was talking about Avengers, okay? Joss Whedon, you did some good things, man. Just bow gracefully. You know what I mean? Bow gracefully. Too late now, though, because you fucked it up with Justice League, and Ray Fisher is going to kill you.
Yeah. Well, he straight up abuses actors, so I mean, he should be publicly executed.
I mean, he probably did. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Joss Whedon, like, who's just like the king of he's like a nicer version of. I didn't even finish what I said, Mike. Well,
I know what you're gonna say.
He's like a nicer version of Michael Bay. Like,
sure.
Like he's like a better version of Michael Bay. Like he's the king of misogyny. I mean, it just is true. Scarlett Johansson in those movies is just so
sexualized.
I mean, it is.
So
I mean, it's bad.
Bro, Age of Ultron.
She's just. I mean, she's just a piece of meat in that movie.
He fucking.
They just hang her there. Like
he fucking. This is an actual scene from Age of Ultron. Okay, Mark Ruffalo, Bruce Banner is on the fucking thing.
We stop.
And she pulls him off the thing, and he fucking sticks his face right between her tits. And that's an actual scene in an Avengers movie. Why does it need to be like that? It doesn't.
You know what the funny thing is though? She doesn't go, "Oh my god, get off me!" She just goes, like she just like she just like likes it. And Ruffalo's like, I'm sure he wasn't complaining.
God, would you? Fuck me.
I mean, no, of course not. But I mean, like, it's kind of uncomfortable. Like, I know what I mean?
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. What the fuck is it doing in an Avengers movie? I didn't realize when I went to see Age of Ultron that I'd be seeing Mark Ruffalo's face and Scarlett Johansson's tits. You know what I mean? During a battle scene, nonetheless. Like an actual fucking fight scene.
Yeah. Anyways.
It's stupid.
I also rewatched Batman Far From Home. I don't want to talk about that too much, that movie. It's not as good as I remember it. It's good. I mean, Spider-Man kind of sucks in that movie. Like he's the worst part of the movie is Spider-Man himself. He's the worst part of that movie. Like
How so?
I mean, he's a bum. Like his character has these motivations and wants and needs, and like just doesn't do anything about it. He's like, I want to stay in the trip, and like he stays in the trip, and then Nick Fury's like, no, go fight, and he's like, oh, fine, and like he mopes his way over to the scene, and he's like, Jake Gyllenhaal, save me! Like it's just, it's I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, if you want it, listen, if you have a motivation, right, in a movie, and you have a need or a want, go follow through with it, and then show the repercussions, not just be like, oh, I'm sad because I want to go on my trip. And like you just say it 1,000 times in a movie doesn't mean it means anything. Like, do you want to fight or do you want to go on your trip? And if you want both, actually show it tearing you apart. Don't just be like, but I just want to go on my trip, but I gotta save the world. And like the Iron Man storyline, guess what? Hey, all of you losers who think that Spider-Man is like just supposed to be, okay, first of all, the whole thing, like, oh, Stark gave him all this suit shit. Sorry, he didn't knit his suit he's like.
Yeah,
sorry,
like shut your fucking mouths.
like also there's barely any tech in the movie, like Spider tech, like Iron Man. I mean, there's Edith, but it's
Yeah.
it's a MacGuffin is what it is. Like it's not actually like it's a MacGuffin.
Yeah,
Edith.
I mean it's mostly like, well, like when you first see it, it's more like played for laughs until the end. But
Right, it's literally it's a MacGuffin. It's
no,
not,
but also, yeah, I see what you're saying though, because Peter Parker's actually really fucking stupid in that movie. He straight up gives the glasses to Mysterio. You fucking moron! Are you a fucking idiot? Like, I get it, you think he's a good guy, but like, Jesus Christ, you're a fucking idiot. You deserve to have your identity exposed, you little fucking loser.
a little spider, a little insect.
Yeah. Insect.
Is that what he says? Or he says, did he say arachnid? Imagine said that.
Ew, that would have been so cringeworthy.
Arachnid.
Um,
And
I was gonna say, no,
cursed with knowledge. Jack Nicholson is Thanos. Done.
You're not the only one cursed with knowledge.
Stark. You've earned my respect.
But it's Jack Nicholson, like that fucking picture of him at the basketball game, just stuffing his face with like Cheetos.
It's actually a hamburger, Mike.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is. Who cares?
I care. It means a lot to me.
It's irrelevant. It's like hair all standing up.
I'm trying to think of Thanos quotes now. Okay. Rest of the podcast, we're just doing Thanos quotes as Jack Nicholson. Okay. I actually want to do this. Thanos quotes. Okay, let's just go. No, not that one. You cannot live with your own failure. Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. What else we got?
That one doesn't work as much.
I know. You have my respect, Stark. When I'm done, half of humanity will still be alive. I hope they remember you. Where's the good ones? Like, you know? Where's the good ones, Mikey?
You gotta fucking say something. I forget what it was. God damn it.
Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives. All the same. What else we got, Mikey? There's good ones. Where's the good ones?
You know, I want to say too that one line from Thanos at the beginning of Infinity War, kind of cringeworthy.
What? Dread it, run from it?
No, when he's like, Destiny's still, or like, what is he saying? Like, now it's like it's here or whatever, or should I say I am? It's like, oh, okay, fucking relax, Brolin.
Okay, relax, Brolin.
It's the most fucking cringeworthy line in the entire movie.
I am inevitable. Not really as funny anymore, is it? It's not really as funny as it. It's not really, yeah. It's not really funny.
I feel like it's more funny to picture him
Yeah. Well, it was funny when I first said it, and then that's not funny anymore.
We exhausted it.
I hate that chair. That's it. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
That was Gamora that said that.
Did she?
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson as Gamora.
Oh my god.
And the makeup, too. Green Jack Nicholson
Imagine a green Jack Nicholson.
in a tight suit. Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I'd pay good money for that.
And not like the shining Jack Nicholson. I mean, like the basketball guy.
Now, yeah, like Jack Nicholson now.
He's literally a D cup now. So Mike, what else? What else did you watch, Mike? I also watched. I mean, I'll talk about Psycho for a second. Actually, let me talk about Psycho.
It's like a really good movie.
Yeah, I've heard it's good.
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah. Who directed that? Was it Stanley Kubrick?
That was Martin Scorsese.
Right. Wasn't it Charlie Chaplin? Anyways, Psycho's cool. I mean, Psycho's pretty cool. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, it doesn't hold up as well, I think. 50, 60
They made it
later.
in
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really hold up as well.
Fucking
as
1900s.
I mean, yeah, that was only 20 years ago, Mike. Listen, Mike, it's because it's the 60s, but it's also the 60s, and it's just like, it doesn't really hold up as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, no shit.
I mean, it just doesn't hold up as well. I thought it'd be like better because I've heard so much good stuff about it, but I think it's just that one scene that everyone talks about. Really, Psycho is good, and the twist is good.
1960 exactly.
Yeah, on the dot. But it is. Listen, don't get me wrong. It's great, but it's just not. I had such high expectations for it. I guess.
Okay.
So it was just hard to live up to it. Probably. A lot of it is just people staring at nothing, and like walking around staring at things. That's most of the movie, really.
I was a fan of Bates Motel, the show.
I never watched it because I just didn't give a fuck. You know.
They kind of like.
My one friend said that Bates Motel is better than Psycho, and I'm like,
I can see why. I can see why.
It's a TV show though. Like it's different.
Because they basically like redid the movie in the last season. Like they basically like modernized it, and they kind of did their own thing with it.
But you can't even compare it though, can you? Like it's almost unfair. It's like
no, but see, it shouldn't be, because Psycho's one of those movies that everybody's like, oh, it's fucking whatever. Everybody's all fucking obsessed with it. Oh, it's the greatest horror movie of all time. Okay, but yeah, I mean, also it came out in the fucking 60s, so
right.
You know, a modern take on an old movie, should be allowed for the most part.
But isn't that kind of like what all Hollywood does now? It's just modern takes on old movies.
They do modern takes on modern movies that just came out 10 years ago, and we're already seeing remakes.
We're gonna be remaking Parasite.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. No, you know what they're gonna do? They got to do the sequel first. They got to fall into the sequel trap. They got to make 6 of those movies, exhaust the shit out of it,
right,
and then go back and remake the original. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, that's
Psycho was cool. I don't really want to talk about the disaster artist, but I do want to talk about Incendies for a sec. Incendies is Denis Villeneuve's. I think it's a sophomore feature film. So it's the second one he did. Very critically praised movie. I'm gonna keep this very short and sweet. French Canadian film, a lot of French in it, a lot of Arabic, whatever they speak over there. I don't know what it is. My bad. Sorry, I'm not racist. Sorry. Not in English is what I'm trying to say. It's incredible. This also Radiohead like soundtracks most of the movie, like not like originally, but it's the Radiohead songs. Really odd choice. Worked incredibly. Incredibly. That's how you say that word.
Incredibly.
Anyways.
Do we have brain damage? Is that what's going on?
I have brain damage, 100% from lots of things.
Significant trauma. That's what we'll call it.
um, acting is phenomenal, and it's shot beautifully, and the story is fucked up, man, fucked up. And there's a really nice message in there, in a really messed up movie, and I liked it a lot, and I recommend it to everybody ever. Please watch that movie. Watch it, Mike. Honestly,
Everybody ever.
I recommend it to everybody ever.
Hmm.
Everybody ever should watch it. It is. It's amazing. That guy, he does not miss. Like, he does not miss. Ever miss. Never missed in his life, Denis Villeneuve. Never missed in his life. And never will miss. You want to know why? Because he doesn't write everything he does. That's why. That's why. Tarantino has missed before. He has missed Tarantino, and he writes everything he does.
A couple times Tarantino's missed.
Once. What's a couple? Don't say Jackie Brown. So I'll fucking smack the shit out of you if you say Jackie Brown. I'll smack the living shit out of you, Mike, if you say Jackie Brown. I'm driving to your house right now. Oh, I started my car. It's running. I have 10 minutes for it to run, so it doesn't. Because I do that with my car sometimes if it's cold out, like you should.
Okay, well, Death Proof.
He missed. That's the only one he missed with. That's the only miss.
Ew, what the fuck is Grindhouse? What the fuck is that?
Did he direct that? No. Did he write it? I thought he only wrote one movie, which is True Romance. That wasn't directed.
He was a director on it, but there was like 4 directors, so it doesn't count.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm right.
It's pretty gay. I mean,
Mike, you can't say that. Anyways, I'm right. So, however, Christopher Nolan, he's missed. Tenet was a miss. And guess what? He writes everything he does. Like, I'm telling you, if you're a director, just once in your life, direct something you didn't write.
yeah.
Scorsese hasn't written everything he's done.
He's missed.
Barely ever writes. Yeah, but he also directs a shit ton. No one talks about that. He has a lot of movies he's done. Like, he directed a lot of shit.
Christopher Nolan has written a lot of good movies, though.
Of course he has, but eventually you're gonna miss when you write everything you do. That's what happens when you write. You miss.
What did he miss on? He missed on
Nolan.
Yeah.
He sort of kind of missed on Dunkirk. It's a good movie, but he's it's a good movie, but I don't call it a miss, but he kind of missed. Like, people did not like that a lot as much as other stuff. Same with Tenet.
Yeah. And you know what's funny though? Those were his last 2 movies that he directed.
Yeah. So eventually you're gonna miss as a writer. That's how it works. Like, if you do, like, when you write stuff,
he went on a string. Like he went from like Memento, Insomnia, Batman Begins, The Prestige, Dark Knight, Inception, Dark Knight Rises, Interstellar, and then Dunkirk and Tenet. So, I mean, you know what? He was bound to miss it because he had a fucking great run there with that string of movies.
And I'm sure Denis Villeneuve will miss at some point in his life, but as of right now, he's just going. I mean, think about it. Incendies, he makes Prisoner, he makes Enemy, Sicario, Arrival, like, right around 2049. Now he's making Dune.
He looks like a pleb, by the way.
He's Quebecois, so I mean, he's from Quebec. They're all kind of plebs there, you know. Looks like a director. What he looks like. He looks
like a really snobby.
Quebecois, like Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for people who don't know, if you don't know what Quebecois is, from people from Quebec, everybody else in Canada hates everybody from Quebec because, and vice versa. So, yeah. Anyways, Mike, what else did you watch, Mikey? You mentioned watching something else, I think. You mentioned you watched Infinity War, but we kind of talked about that already.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about that.
So we're gonna cap it off with our Superman reboot, I guess, discussion. Mike, so when I sent you that, not about like they're gonna cast Michael B. Jordan or whatever, not that. It was not really a casting, but that was more of a fan thing. But apparently they're gonna cast him not white. I don't know. When I first sent you the news about it being a reboot, just a reboot, what was your thought?
Dumb. It's
Dumb.
fucking dumb.
Dumb. That's the headline.
It's
Dumb.
fucking dumb, is what
Right.
it is. It's so stupid. We're rebooting a movie that just came out. What, Man of Steel was 2013, right?
Right.
We're already rebooting a character.
I think it's 2012.
Was it?
Maybe 2012.
2012? Regardless, 2012, 2013, doesn't matter.
Right.
Wasn't that long ago, is the point. It's like I was saying before. Remaking fucking movies that just came out. Not that they're remaking Man of Steel, but what's the point? The fucking
Right.
forced diversity agenda is the point.
Right.
They want to make a black Superman. Well, I mean, there is black Superman in the comics. It's got nothing to do with.
Yeah. So I think they can do that. If they don't, I really hope they don't make the call. If they better not call him Clark Kent.
No, I don't think he's gonna be. He's gonna be like whatever. I forget what his name is in the comics. But
J.J. Abrams will produce though, which I don't really like, but whatever.
yeah, I mean, he's got potential. I think J.J. Abrams is kind of overrated, to be honest.
Is he?
But
Is he? Oh, okay. Who's Ta-Nehisi? Who's writing this fucking movie?
no idea who that is.
The thing is, though, Mike, there's always a reboot of like these characters. People are always writing scripts for these characters. No one ever talks about that, though. They're always writing scripts for these characters. It just when it gets announced, like when there's an actual rumor about it, though, bro. I'm looking at this writer. I cannot fucking find him. Ta-Nehisi,
Who the fuck is Ta-Nehisi?
bro. I don't know. Who is this guy writing this goddamn movie? I'm looking up and Ta-Nehisi. Like, sorry, what? Like, who? Who?
Ta-Nehisi. Nehisi.
Yeah, whatever, Mike.
Yeah, like change your name, you know?
Shalom, you know?
Shabbat
Nothing-
Shalom.
Not Shabbat Shalom. Nothing here. I mean, nothing here on this guy. Who is this guy? Ta-Nehisi Coates. Ta-Nehisi Coates. What did he do? He did he wrote some books. Oh, fuck me.
There's literally nothing on this fucking person.
On IMDb, there's nothing.
Not even on it now. Not even on IMDb.
I don't know.
And they have fucking everything on there.
He's an author. I don't think he does movies.
God, he's an author.
Oh, he's done movies. Hold on. He did the Apollo.
Dumb.
He did nothing. He's done nothing.
Of course. Let's just give him a Superman movie.
He's done fucking nothing.
Stupid. It's
I mean,
dumb. How about we get a Man of Steel 2 first? Because we're not done with Henry Cavill.
That
Did you
was
see did you see the comments on that post that J.J. Abrams posted?
What did he post?
He posted something about how the Golden Globes is like all white and there's like no black people. And everybody in the
it's pretty
comments, it is very white, yeah.
I mean, it is
And
all white, actually.
It
literally
is.
all white.
That's literally what the post was.
It's
There's
all
no black
white.
people in it. And yeah, so I guess he wants people to like boycott it or whatever, but they won't. Anyways, but like the comments on it were all like, "Can you bring back Henry Cavill as Superman?" It was like,
He's like, guys, political statement. They're like, no, shut up. Henry Cavill, Superman. Hey,
they could just
hey,
have them
hey,
both. Like,
hey, director man, direct. Thanks. Shut up and direct. Thanks.
yeah.
Hey, shut up. Making movies.
Mhm.
When you're Spike Lee and you make good movies, you want to make political statements. Be my guest. You make shite.
Yeah.
Hey, shut up and direct. Hey, shut up and direct. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, Denis Villeneuve made a movie about like had politics in it, but it wasn't political. Good job, buddy. Incendies, super huge political like background. Nothing about politics. Fly on the wall, shit. Unbiased as fuck.
There you go.
Denis Villeneuve. As a person who's a creative, you should probably do that in your movies and be unbiased.
Sure.
Anyways,
It's frustrating.
I mean,
It's dumb.
they want to cast Black Superman. There's a character that's Black Superman, so they can do that. Fine. Just don't cast Michael B. Jordan, please. Just don't.
There's other fucking black actors who are really good. I don't know why everybody goes to Michael B. Jordan for everything. Like, if it's a black actor, it should be him. There's other great black actors out there.
There is.
And a lot of them.
Lakeith Stanfield, if he was buff, that'd be sick.
Yeah, him. Daniel Kaluuya's great. Like
He's not, but they don't look like Superman though.
they could.
No, they're not buff. They gotta be buff, Mike.
Chadwick
Who
Boseman
you
was a
gonna have?
great actor before.
Who you gonna have? You gonna have Timothée Chalamet in blackface? Like, what do you want? They're gonna cast Timothée
I'd,
Chalamet.
I'd paid money to see that.
They're gonna cast. They're gonna cast him as Martin Luther King.
Biopic.
Timothée Chalamet is MLK.
Oh, fuck.
Some real good method acting there. Anyways,
Brutal. You know what? He'd do a great job too.
I'm sure he would. Yeah. Who can they cast though? I mean, who can they cast? Oh, you know what? Like, you know, if they're gonna go really young, I know a kid they should cast. I forget his name though. He's a great actor. I saw him in a movie last year called Waves, and he's pretty fit. Pretty fit on the fit side.
What about John David Washington, bro? Like even him would be. He would be
He's too short. Looks too short.
Heightist.
Ableist. Racist.
I want to see. You know who I want to see?
Kevin Harrelson Jr.
There we go.
He's actually in Trial of Chicago 7. And what though? What does he do?
I want to see a 74-year-old Danny Glover play Black Superman.
I'll take a pass on that one.
I want to see the Allstate guy. I want to see the Allstate guy play him.
The Allstate guy.
Yeah, I've seen him before.
Yeah, he's a great actor, man. He should be in that. I'd be totally down if they casted him as that. Can we get let's get the guy who played Mosby on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh,
let's get him to do it. You looking for his name?
Phil something.
Phil Swift.
You're hilarious.
I know.
Superman
though. Who else could they cast though? Seriously though, Mike. Like
Bill Lewis was his name. That's it. I got it.
We'll get Mosby.
We're gonna get Ice Cube to play him.
We'll get that'd be pretty fucking hilarious. Oh, they're gonna cast Will Smith. They're casting Will Smith 100%.
They should cast Will Smith.
No, they should not cast Will Smith. How about that?
I was kidding, obviously.
They should get.
He sucks at playing a superhero.
They should get Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Just not black. Just name black actors. No, just Terrence. They should get.
Anthony Mackie's got to play Black Superman, even though he's already Black Captain America technically in the MCU. He is.
Childish Gambino. Let's cast him.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Donald Glover. That'd be kind of not good, but that'd be kind of not good. Idris Elba 20 years ago.
Idris Elba now could do it.
Sure, but too old. Do you want a franchise? Do you want to? If depends on the story they're telling here, Mike. You know.
Yeah,
I mean, get Jack Nicholson. Let's get Nick Cage back. Put Nick Cage in blackface.
That's a great idea.
Guys, can't do a Nick Cage accent. Can't do it.
I know that's one I've never really attempted before.
Oh no! Zod,
the bees, not the bees.
Oh, God.
It's the greatest acting of all time.
Brainiac, no! Oh God, Brainiac! Ah.
My eyes,
my eyes, my brain! Ah.
He's so good.
Kryptonite! Oh God!
Oh, bro! Imagine how good that Superman movie would have been. Oh my God!
With Tim Burton directing, though.
Oh God! Imagine Tim Burton directing a Superman movie.
It was gonna happen. It was about to go into production, and they just shafted it. I forget why.
Because it was a bad idea.
No, I don't know. I mean, have you seen the pictures, Mikey?
I've seen the pictures,
and they look pretty sick, if you ask me. He's got long hair. It looks like a wop. Yeah, wop Superman, bro. He's like, oh, get out of here. He's like, oh, Zod, I'm walking here. Why is my ringer on? Oh, Zod, I'm walking here. Zod, get the fuck out of here.
He looks so fucking. Look at that shit costume, by the way.
That looks hard, in my opinion. I think it was dope.
It looks like a woman there.
It's like Chris Cornell. I'm kidding. Looks like
Ew, like what the fuck?
looks like Nikki Six.
Like what is that? Why is so much of his chest showing?
Yeah, it's a little weird, eh?
I'm not going to fucking to the movie theater to see a Tim Burton movie where Nick Cage's fucking chest is out the whole time.
I'd watch it.
No thanks. Hard pass. I'll stick to the Batman movies.
Hard pass is right, Mikey. Okay, I think we're done here. That's enough. I'm done. I'm Nick Caged out, dog.
Yeah. The bees, not the bees.
Oh God.
He's the greatest. He's the greatest actor of this generation.
Listen.
He's not, but he is.
Listen. He has an Oscar. Okay, talk nicely about this guy.
He does?
Yeah, he has an Oscar.
For what?
For playing. I don't know. What was it for? Nick Cage, Oscar win. He Leaving Las Vegas.
He's an Academy Award-winning actor.
Damn right he is.
That's fucking hilarious.
Why? Because you think he's a bad actor, Mike?
No, because he's the biggest over-actor of all times.
The bees, Mike. The bees. The bees. My eyes. Technical sin.
I'm done.
I am too. I'm done. All right, guys. Follow us on Instagram at the Mike Watch. Follow Mike on Instagram at MichaelScrews98 on Instagram. Follow me, Michael Calabrese, 2 L's at the end of Michael. Follow us on TikTok, the Mike Watch. That's it, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Bye.